Of universal concern is the question of how do I start a credit file? How do I become somebody at the credit reporting agency? Well, if you have no credit file, remember that both sides of a sword, the two-edged sword, as some lawyers like to say. You have no negatives in there. So that at least you're starting from scratch is a big challenge, but since you have no negatives.
Properly attacking negative information on your credit report involves challenging the one who furnished that negative information to prove it. They must prove by clear and convincing evidence that their claim is correct, or that else the claim must be deleted. Now, when you challenge it, don't fall for the temptation to dispute it electronically. That is a trap. By disputing electronically, you waive certain legal rights, which we will talk more about in the advanced section of this course. Use good old-fashioned snail mail and send it certified mail, return receipt requested. Now, why do I say this? Because the credit agency may refuse to honor your request. And if they do, you're going to appeal to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So at all times, bear in mind that you must have copies of everything and keep detailed records to prepare for a possible appeal. In other words, everything that you do must be documented. Now, the Fair Credit Reporting Act contains all the rights that you have. Don't use templates in your letters. Use your own words. The credit reporting agencies actually have a right to label a dispute as frivolous in certain circumstances. And a letter that's just a template that they've seen 100 and 1,000 times over could be labeled frivolous, and we want to avoid that. So don't be afraid to use your own words. Just don't yield to the temptation of electronic disputes or templates. It just isn't worth it. It's a shortcut that will cause you more harm than good. Be specific. Make supporting arguments. That isn't me. The amount is wrong. The date is wrong. Whatever you find wrong with it, bring it up and be specific about it. And if they can't prove it, it has to be deleted. The use of language is correct to use words that are very specific, like erroneous, incorrect, outdated, wrong, not me. Just use that. You don't have to go into excessive details, but just state your case. And if you have supporting documents in the form of either a canceled check, a contract, a written contract, a letter, if a telephone conversation was made on a certain date, bring that up too. Furnish copies if you have it, or else challenge them to produce the record of the recorded telephone conversation, which debt collectors always have to record the conversations. Don't send the originals. You're going to save them because you may need them in the event of an appeal. Also, I advise that you proofread it very carefully before you send it out, or have a family member proofread it, so that you don't get into incorrect spelling or grammatical or sloppy mistakes of that nature. And snail mail, certified mail, return receipt requested. Now, after it's sent, you'll get back the card from certified mail stating that it's been signed for on a certain date. If the creditor has not verified the negative information before the 30 days expire, you win, and it has to be taken off. So that's another reason why certified mail return receipt requested is really imperative. In the event that the credit agency denies your dispute, appeal. Ask for a reinvestigation. If they deny the reinvestigation, then it's time to appeal to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And that's one reason why it's very critical that you keep copies of all your correspondence with the credit reporting agency and all the documents that support your case. Because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau makes a very thorough investigation of these claims, unlike the credit reporting agencies who do it through a version that really doesn't require as much proof as the law requires, and they seem to get away with it. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is your last resort line of appeal, and they will help you. So by doing this carefully and preparing for an appeal, you will have a very good shot of prevailing in the long run.